What is going on, guys? Politics Gaming here, and today I'm actually going to go on a little bit of a rant that I've actually been seeing going on several times, going on in a lot of media that I've been watching, a lot of Facebook, regular internet searches, stuff like that. Something I really want to get off of my chest and mind actually is whenever people tell people to go vote. And honestly, if you're going to tell someone to go vote, don't tell them with the intention of listing every single thing that is wrong with a certain party. Because if you're doing that, you are basically garbage. And I honestly, and I mean, I'm not saying that you're a piece of shit for saying that. I think that you are garbage because you're not doing it with the intention of actually making that person go vote for the sake of them voting. You are influencing their vote because you want a certain party to win. And I'll actually play a couple of examples from things that I've actually seen, and I'll play them right now.
We want people to agree with our point of view.
Yes.
Vote. And vote.
And vote.
Is that the main message you want to?
Here's what's at stake: gun reform, environmental policy, healthcare, student loan policies, criminal justice reform, defense and infrastructure spending, immigration and women and reproductive rights, LGBTQ rights, civil rights, voting rights.
And for this clip, it basically tells you the problem with it that I actually have is how it basically says, here's what is at stake, as if the listed things that they actually told you, such as gun reform, reproductive rights, women's rights, stuff like that, they're basically saying, okay, well, this is stuff that we think is at stake. But there's a lot of young people who have no idea what politics is. They have no idea what's going on. They don't know what is going on in gun control. They don't know what's going on in the immigration system. They don't know how the economy works. They don't really care about these stuff, but they just see all this stuff on the news, and it's basically saying, okay, well, I guess if I support things such as like open borders, abortion, not really background checks, but basically just like not banning guns, but it's just like, just a lot of like liberalized gun laws and stuff like that. If I support those things, then basically I would be on the right side. To be honest, in my opinion, in politics, there is no right side. It's opinion. That is what politics is. It's philosophy by opinion. You think a certain way, so that's how you describe yourself philosophically, politically, and ideologically. So I think it's wrong for now this, and I know I'm picking on something. I mean, now this is one of the worst and if I can say like liberal media organizations, because they're really bad at, and they basically like show their bias and stuff like that, but at the same time they do advertise a lot on Facebook, and a lot of young people do come across their videos. And if someone who has no idea what politics is and what it's about and stuff like that, and they see something like that, you're influencing a mind that hasn't really decided yet what they want politically. And I think that is a very dangerous aspect to do, because you're basically saying, like, okay, well, this is how everyone should think. No, that's not how everyone should think. I think it's a way of basically influencing how the generation is going to last. And I honestly, and another thing that I never really said, is actually basically the generation that we're going into, they're actually, a lot of them are actually very conservative, and that's actually a very cool thing. Okay, it kind of like ruins like my whole argument if I'm basically saying it's really cool that they're conservative. I'm not saying that. It's that a lot of these liberal millennials and stuff like that, as they grow older, they're actually figuring out that a lot of conservative policies are actually decent and are not as bad as they were told, which a lot of Democrats and a lot of media organizations, including now this and Huffington Post, they always tell you that those are the right things to support. Now, with that, honestly, I can't really say anything. It just annoys me. It's a pet peeve that I've just gained to see that people, you're not, whenever you tell someone to vote, you're not telling them to vote because you want them to actually vote. You want them to vote because you want your party to win. And if you're sitting there and you're basically saying, okay, well, we encourage you to vote, here's how to register to vote, here's how to do this, here's how to do that. But then you start listing, okay, well, the Republican Party does this, the Democratic Party does that, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, because I think it is bad. You don't know the person. Whether it's a family member, a friend, a coworker, something like that, why influence their thinking? Why influence how they should think or vote? I mean, honestly, we need to let people vote for things on how they want to vote. We shouldn't sit there, and if I disagree with you, I'm not going to sit there and say, okay, well, I want you to vote this way because I feel like it's right for that person to be in power. If I feel like Donald Trump is a valuable candidate, there are about like 62 million other people that voted against him that probably disagree with me. So obviously you're not going to influence a lot of people. It's just, I feel like it's more of just an asshole way of saying, okay, well, I don't think that like I'm like just this and this. Like, I don't know, it's something that really does annoy me, that there's just a lot of people that feel like telling people to vote. And I also feel like this is more and I mean, I'm not going to point fingers. I feel like I would point fingers, and I feel like I kind of am pointing fingers, because a lot of the things that you do see from this is people like Michael Moore, people from Now This, Huffington Post, maybe even Discord or something like that. Well, actually, I mean, Discord's kind of just saying, okay, the elections are coming. Snapchat saying the elections are coming. This is how you register to vote. I actually think that's a smart idea. I think it's smart to just say, hey, there's going to be an election in about a month. This is how you register to vote. If someone hasn't registered to vote, tell them how to register to vote. But for God's sake, don't influence how they should vote, because you are basically saying, I want you to vote, but I only want you to vote for what I think is right. No, let them decide what they think is right. Don't decide what's right for them. I know this was more of like a late night rant, honestly. I've been ranting like this for 5 minutes. I just really needed to get this off my chest. Thank you guys so much for watching this. If you are new to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to go ahead and leave it right here. This has been a late night rant by PoliticsGaming on why you should not tell people to vote just because you want your party to win. I don't care if you're a Republican or Democrat. Don't tell someone to vote just because you want the Republicans or Democrats to win. We're going into a very tense election, and we don't need any more of that divisive garbage. We need to just influence people to vote how they want to vote, not how you want them to vote. Thank you guys so much for watching this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.